Okay, so I'm back with Joe for round 3. So we've looked at LinkedIn, we've looked at Facebook and Instagram, and just wanted to wrap up with some of the other bits that are out there at the moment. Anything else you wanted to sort of continue with, Joe, from about Facebook, Instagram, or not?
We spoke quite a lot about Facebook, so I guess the Instagram main tip is obviously it's very visual, so you need to really be thinking about what image you're using. But then when it comes to stories, so on Instagram you have the feed, which is just posts, and then you have stories, which your followers can see. People like it if the stories are more authentic. So, just your phone held up talking to your phone. It's actually a bit jarring if someone puts together something which is too polished. It's a bit weird because you're flicking through and it's just people talking to the phone and it's all organic and real. And then if someone puts together, a super snappy video or that has all the bells and whistles, it's a little bit weird. So just keep it authentic.
Yeah. Is it not just teenagers looking at Instagram? Like who's looking at Instagram?
No, not at all. So the, I guess, continued pattern within social media is pretty much once the mums and dads get on a platform, the kids jump off onto another platform. so recently it was TikTok. So like all the young people jumped off of Instagram onto TikTok because mums and stuff started getting onto Instagram.
Now all the dad dancing's happening on TikTok. So
exactly. So we'll have to see what the next platform is that kids are going to jump off to. And then there was Snapchat as well. Like people were jumping onto Snapchat a few years back as well. So Instagram's actually the average age is like 27 plus. So it's a little bit older than the kids, whereas TikTok, people are starting from 13 on TikTok, so pretty young.
And it's generally for Facebook and Instagram are generally for if we want to sell something, is that right? Or if we want to raise awareness of something, or
so LinkedIn is B2B. So if you're selling to businesses, it's really good to be on LinkedIn. Facebook works, especially Facebook and Instagram ads works really well B2C, so to consumer. Because if you think about the user experience, when they're going on LinkedIn and they're looking through all the posts on their feed, they're looking for business. They're there to do business. If they're on Facebook, they're looking for either entertainment or they're looking to see what their friends are up to, what their aunt's up to. So they're not really looking for business. So your posts need to sort of fit into that and not be invasive. If you did like a really super salesy post on Facebook, it wouldn't fit and people wouldn't care. They would go to the next cat video. So you need to be thinking about that as well, because you're trying to passively advertise to those people rather than actively like you would on Google.
Okay, good. Can we say anything about Twitter and TikTok? What have we got to say about that?
I'll be a bit quicker on these ones, shall I? So Twitter, the big thing to know is that the average lifespan of a tweet is 7 minutes, which means if your tweet doesn't get any sort of engagement in 7 minutes, it's gone. No one's going to see that tweet again, which means you need to, if you want to use Twitter in your marketing plan, you have to be committed to tweet lots every day, not just put out one a week. I would say bare minimum is 3 tweets a day, which sounds like quite a lot, but bear in mind, on Twitter, you have a character cap, so you can only put so many words in, so they need to be short and snappy anyway. So 3 a day isn't actually as much as it sounds. But Twitter is a bit more, a lot more content really you need to create for Twitter.
Right. And is it worth it? Is it worth it for businesses?
If in certain industries, I'd say definitely. So if you're in any sort of tech industry, there's a lot of tech people on Twitter. So if you're like selling to the tech industry, that I would definitely suggest getting on Twitter. The good thing about Twitter as well is that engagement is built into the platform, so retweeting is very natural on the platform, whereas sharing on LinkedIn isn't. Like, not many people share other people's posts on LinkedIn, whereas on Twitter loads of people retweet, so you can get the snowball rolling quite quickly on Twitter. Okay, good.
And TikTok, should we all be doing Harley Jepsen's latest single with our company? Is this how we
So if you ask me, like, when it first came out, I was one of the skeptics that was like, oh no, that's just for kids dancing. That's going to be gone in a few months and no one's going to remember it. But actually nowadays there's loads and loads of companies that are finding great success on TikTok. The biggest tip, I guess, that I can give if you are going to use TikTok is make sure that your content is native to that platform, i.e., don't just repurpose something on that you're putting out on LinkedIn and then chuck it on TikTok without making sure that it is edited into TikTok style. There's a very unique style for TikTok. And you really have to make sure that your videos are in line with that, or you'll just seem out of place and people will just skip you because it would be a bit weird.
Yeah. And is it going to be mainly for like fun and marketing companies? Is that like where TikTok lies? Well, or
yeah, to a degree, there are people that are, so for example, I forgot the name of the account, but there's someone that does pool cleaning, and all they do is they record themselves cleaning a pool. And that has like hundreds of thousands of followers because it's satisfying to watch the transformation from like a really mucky, disgusting pool to a thing. But they now have a few 100,000 followers and they get millions of views on their videos, which means if I had a pool and I was in their catchment area and wanted one, it is very likely I'll be like, oh, let's get that pool guy over because he's good. So there are definitely industries that can work for. There's also like lawn care that are doing extremely well for the same reason. It's like, I'll look at this garden before.
So any kind of like process kind of company would
they've been doing really well over on TikTok.
That's interesting.
And in saying that, actually, there's a lot of like advisory companies that are doing well as well. So like free quick tips to make sure your pension is making the most for you type thing. Because it's quick and snappy, if you can create quick, snappy and engaging content, you can probably work in most industries nowadays.
Very quickly, YouTube, anything to say on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube's it's quite a big commitment, but it does pay off if you do it for long enough. So I think people start YouTube thinking, oh great, I'm going to make 2 videos and one of them's going to go viral. That's not going to happen. You need to make at least your first 100 videos are going to be terrible. And then after that, you're going to have worked out what works, how it all works, and then it'll start being good. So if you're going to get into YouTube, it is a commitment because as I said, you're going to have to do at least 100 videos before you even get good at any of it. But it is a snowball and it's like a hockey stick. So the learning phase is really slow and it's hard for people to get through. But then as soon as the snowball starts falling down the hill, you get loads of success quickly.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? I've got like a life coaching company as well that do some bits and pieces, and but I was on a quiz show in like 2013, and I put that episode on like connected it to my life coaching, and that's the only way I'm kind of getting traction on YouTube. It's like, otherwise I would just be getting like like 2 views or something. So it's quite a tough one to build, isn't it? To build. Yeah,
definitely. Audience. And it is a search engine, so bear that in mind when you're making your titles. So make sure that it's got keywords in it and it's searching. But the good thing about doing YouTube is that you can cut the videos down for other social channels as well. So you can do like a long 10-minute, half an hour video for YouTube, and then you can cut that down into minute sections that you can then put out on other social media platforms.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Good. Right. So last thing then, Joe, any last words on social media in general, like that people need to sort of get their head around?
It's worth it in the end, but it takes a while. I think a lot of people start it thinking, I'm going to go viral straight away, it's going to be great, it's going to be amazing, and then a month in they're like, social media is so overrated. But really, if you do it well for long enough, the snowball will start to roll down the hill. But you have to commit for that, or you have to pay money, so you have to pay for ads to get in front of people quicker. So you have to sort of get rid of time. You have to trade time for money. Yeah.
And obviously they can come to you at Clockwork Moggy.
So you can find me on pretty much all social media as Joe